Hi, my name is Dr. Becky Aiken, and I am currently the sequence coordinator for the ISU Sport Management sequence in the School of Kinesiology and Recreation. And today I want to talk to you just a little bit about our sport management program and tell you what we have to offer. There are two full-time faculty who teach in the graduate sport management sequence, myself and Dr. Liz Sattler. Both of us have years of experience working in the sport industry and have been teaching at ISU for quite a few years as well. Some of our alumni have gone on to be parts of professional sport organizations, intercollegiate sports organizations, as well as some private sport teams. There are just some examples here of some of the places that our alumni work, although they're spread across the country and work in a variety of segments of the sport industry. Some of our alumni work in participation sports. We have some working in the sport apparel industry and some working in high school sports. So you can see that we have a wide variety of types of jobs that our students get after graduation. I would say the majority of our students are interested in working in college sport when they start the program, but at the end of the program, we don't necessarily see a large proportion staying within college sport as they learn in the program other options for places they can work in the sport industry. Just a brief overview of our curriculum. We have mostly required courses that first year. So your first 2 semesters with us, you take our research core, which is required of all graduate students, both in kinesiology and recreation and across the university. That includes introduction to research methods and statistics in applied sciences and technologies. Then in your first semester, you also take the sport industry class, which is basically an overview of different sectors of the sport industry. We also talk about sociological and ethical aspects of sports and dive into some organizational behavior topics within that class. It really is designed to kind of give you an idea of what you might do with this degree and get you talking about current issues happening in sport. You also have a sport finance class that first semester. In your second semester, I already mentioned you take the statistics course, sport law, and sport marketing. Your second semester, you are required to take facilities and events and advanced topics in sport management, which is considered our capstone course for our graduate students and is often project-based and requires you to work in teams. You are also encouraged to take KNR 440, which is an advanced marketing and sales class, although you have an opportunity, if you might be more interested in coaching, to take a sports psychology course or to do a professional practice or independent study that semester. Your final semester with us is focused on what we consider your culminating experience or your final experience as a graduate student, where you put together everything you've learned in our courses thus far and do some kind of project or research or work full-time with an organization. We have some students who will also complete a thesis where you do a complete research project on a topic that you were interested in. Usually students choose the topic that they worked on in their research methods course. You also can choose other independent studies that will help you develop professionally, and you work one-on-one with your advisor, which will be Dr. Sattler or myself, to determine the best course of action for you. You can see our curriculum is very business focused. While we do talk about some of the other aspects of sports that are important, we really do focus on the law, finance, marketing concepts that will help you be successful in a multi-billion-dollar industry. We also do some other neat things with our graduate students. Every year before COVID, we took an immersion trip where we would go to somewhere that was within driving distance of Bloomington Normal. The most recent one we took was to Milwaukee, but we have gone to St. Louis, Chicago, and Indianapolis. We've also spent some time up in Madison. And we take our students there to network with professionals, do facility tours, and then attend a sporting event to build camaraderie among the first and second year students and really try to connect the students with the sport industry. You will notice that multiple experiences we offer are really focused around giving our students an opportunity to make a professional network early on in their career with us, because that really is how you become successful in the sport industry and how you get that first, third, and fifth job down the line. We also organize what's called the Sport Management Symposium, where we have speakers within the sport industry come and talk to our students. We invite undergraduate students across ISU as well as our own graduate students to this event. And speakers range from people working in events and facilities to sport agents, people working in sport law. Sometimes they are alumni, sometimes they are just professionals in the area. And we try to get a broad range of interests covered in this event. Typically, we have some sort of keynote speaker who gives maybe a 15-minute talk. And then we break out into what you see here, which is smaller groups to really allow our students to connect with professionals. And we rotate those groups a couple times. Typically, the event ends with a networking session where you can walk up and discuss anything you want to with professionals. And we really encourage our graduate students to spend time making important contacts here that can help them later in their career, while also learning a lot more about the sport industry, what it's like to work in the sport industry, and how to break into it. Because of the coronavirus pandemic, we were not able to host the immersion trip or symposium this year. So Dr. Liz Sattler organized something called Feature Fridays, where we bring an alumni in every 2 weeks and we do a Zoom call over lunch hour and invite all of our graduate students to attend. Again, it gives our students an opportunity to learn from our alumni and connect with them, as well as gives them a chance to learn about different jobs that are possible in the sport industry. This is something I foresee us continuing even after the pandemic allows us to have our main events again, because it really is providing important connections between alumni and students. And then we are also implementing this year, to keep our students engaged, a book club. And students can opt in. This is completely voluntary. They can opt into the book club. We assign and purchase books to those who are interested, and then we meet monthly in a semester to talk about what we're learning from the book. And so right now, the students chose to read Shoe Dog for the first one by Phil Knight. And so we're about halfway through that book, and it really allows us to, again, build community with graduate students, and also encourages our graduate students to stay connected to things happening in the industry and to continue to educate themselves through reading. We would love to get to know more about you. We have students from a variety of backgrounds. So our students range from people who have undergraduate sport management degrees or business administration degrees to students who graduated with psychology, communications, graphic design, really any undergraduate degree, and are now interested in working in the sport industry. We would love to tell you more about our program and even connect you with our students if you want to learn more about what it is like to be a student.